Yeah, very big welcome to you, my dear Sagittarius. So you, the first sign that is getting the sun in Cancer. And Cancer is, of course, the Chariot, is the number 7, is the emotional intelligence, is the crown chakra. There are many things that we can understand through the number 7. Most of all, we see here the cup of love that Cancer is bringing to us. So the sun giving the light to the moon, which is in your sign, and you are the blending. And you blending, of course, here the masculine and the feminine, constantly uniting the opposite. And you are the 14th major arcana, so in there is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter, which is ruling you. And Jupiter is the expansion, is that I see things in a very grand way. The 4, the Emperor, decision making, being a leader, and then united, the 5, the spiritual message through the 5 senses can then be brought to the people. So then the 5 and the 7 is the 12. The 12 is the Hanged Man. We're just about to awaken. And here fire and water is the ultimate masculine and feminine energy when we unite it here in the 2 cups. So the 12, the Hanged Man, is that pre-stage to awakening, but what's left is the 3, the Empress. So you can see just by putting the numbers together, we can tell a whole story. And of course, I work with the numbers very clearly, so I hope you're enjoying that as well. But when we get the 3 out of these 2, it means the Empress, the leader. And it's very interesting because last time you had a Sagittarius full moon and you got the light from Gemini sun. And until yesterday, the sun was in Gemini, right? The message was, yes, an Empress heals simply through her angelic presence. So what can we say, right? The Empress is coming in this combination. We're reading to the left to your new moon. You had the full moon, now we go 6 months back to your new moon, back to yourself. And it's really important that you understand to the left is introverted, to the right is extroverted. Then the yoga position here for Cancer is the Chariot itself. We can put ourselves into Ashwasanchalanasana, and High Lounge is the position here for Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon, so we're going to look into the moon through the High Priestess, right? But also understand, it's really important to know that the moon is also connected with Pisces. The moon is connected with 2 zodiac signs. So we have Cancer and Pisces, but also the High Priestess. For you, I have Paschimottanasana, you finding deep within yourself the answer. And the 14 here, the 5 rings turn into a sphere that is bringing you the angelic energy that you can become, that you are. So we're gonna have 4 stations, and in the center then your court card. I simplified the reading a little bit, and we are gonna see what is the Wheel of Fortune doing to you, because that's Jupiter. What is the moon doing to you through the High Priestess, and then of course respective the sun and the moon through the eyes of course Cancer and Sagittarius. So we begin with the court card. Is your birthday between the November 13 and December 11th, then here the eagle, right, or the totem of pipes, the flyers, is your court card. And we get here the power lodge of the pipes. And the power lodge of the pipes is the Queen of Wands, and she is Aries. And so Aries, the number 1, the first zodiac sign, and you the 9 zodiac sign, also connected to the 9th house of learning and believing that you have the chakra system along your spine, right? And knowing that you have deep within the 9 as a completion. The 9 and the 1 is a 10, and the 10 is then the Wheel of Fortune, is Jupiter, right? And so you are actively searching for something. You want to go out, you want to go up, and you want to discover the world, because as Sagittarius, you are the one that wants to discover the world. And you can see the world from high above of the eagle, right? And so it's very beautiful to see that you are ready to take action, ready to be a leader, because the 4 is in the 14. That's Aries, that's the Emperor, right? And I think you are happy because you're meditating and the children are playing and doing their thing, and you just know what it is that you want. Good, so we begin with the High Priestess, and the 5 of Swords is coming here. And the 5 of Swords here in the Hermetic Tarot, which I gave the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the seeker. She seeks until she finds. She's the intuition. And the 5 of Swords, you need to understand that the 5 of Swords is always that fighting, because it's a mental energy. It's connected with the constellation Venus in Aquarius, and Venus is the Empress, and the Empress is the opposite of the Emperor. And so here you need to learn not to fight. This is what usually an Aries does. An Aries can fight and put the energy down. So the 5 and the 1 creates a 6, which is the Lovers. Love yourself and don't fight, because if you find fault in others, you have that fault in yourself. If you let things just be, then everything will be okay. It's just what it is. It's really life teaching you something. And I wanted to see what comes here through the Mother Peace Tarot, and it's the Fool. And the Fool is making a handstand, and the Fool is letting you know, begin fresh, right? Don't fight. Don't be in this, I need to be right. And again, the 5 senses here, right, are what teaching us to learn this dimension, and that there are differences and preferences, and that people do things differently. So begin new with the 0. That's what the Fool is saying. The Fool is saying, don't sweat the small stuff. It's a minor arcana. Become bigger than that. And I wanted to see what the Thoth Tarot is bringing here, and it's the 3 of Wands. And that's Sun in Aries. And so Aries is saying, create, don't fight, create. Be inspired, do a handstand, do crazy things, but create. And so the 5 and the 3 is an 8. Infinite creation is wanting to come through you, plus the 1 is the 9. 9 is the number that is letting you know, create through the Sun in Aries, which was in April, right? But create new endeavors. And so here the 8 plus the 1 is the 9, and the 9 is you flying high, seeing that you don't want to fight, seeing that you want to rise above and be wise and be different. And that's what you're seeking, right? As the High Priestess, You're seeking peacefulness, new beginnings, learning how to use your intuition again and again. Then we look into Jupiter, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune is bringing you the Morning Dew Girl. Now the Morning Dew Girl is standing here in front of this flower and it's raining. The number 13, we see the Wheel of Fortune plus the 3, the Empress. And so here the Wheel of Fortune in your deck is the Harvest. It's a very beautiful card, right? The Harvest is I have plenty. So don't be sad. But here we get the 4, and the 4 here again. The Emperor is letting you know how to lead, but do not push it too far so that people cry. I wanted to see what is the tarot, the Mother Peace Tarot saying, and you are coming up Temperance, the 14. And look at you, you're like a priestess dancing. And you see the difference now of your deck here and the Mother Peace Tarot. This is the Medicine Woman Tarot, right? Very spiritual, high solution oriented tarot decks. So blend, keep blending. Know that you are having the power to be a guardian angel. And so here we have, of course, the 13 turns into a 4 and the 14 turns into a 5, which is the 9, right? And so learn to come into a completion. Learn to see that she's looking at you and she's like, don't be sad. But sometimes we might be sad because we were fighting. Remember, we were a little bit like pushing things. So then I wanted to see what your deck is bringing, and here comes the 15. Now look at this, I never seen this. 13, 14, 15. It's a succession. 4, 5, 6. And calculated all together is the 15. And the 15 is Capricorn, the devil. Don't get attached to nothing. No success, right? Allow that things are done because you're learning here, because you want to grow here. And the 15 turns into a 6. The 6 is the love that you find to do the things that you love to do. That's what Cancer is bringing. He's bringing here through the Chariot the emotional intelligence to know that love is the most important energy that we want to be successful in, right? Usually it's money we think is bringing us success, but in the end it's really love. Love to people that love you for who you are, not because you have money, not because you are rich, because you are funny, or because whatever you do, right? So do you, right? And go through the transformation and see that the 6 is left here. Then we look at the moon, and the moon is bringing you the Fool's Embrace. And the Fool's Embrace is the 22. Now, the Fool can be the 0, but also the 22nd major arcana. So here, the Fool brought you the handstand. Here, the Fool brought you a moment of transmuting pain. Do you want to transmute pain here like this? Do you want to transmute pain like this? Or like this, right? And so the 22 is a portal. I'm not going to calculate that together. And we see, of course, what brings the Mother Peace Tarot. And it's the 3 of discs, slightly down, but to the left. And so here is a date, the 22nd of March. And that's where the summer begins. That's where the spring begins. That's where the sun in Aries has started the year, the action, the I want to do things. And you wanted to do a project, but somewhere you are frozen in a past energy and you cannot for the best of you start this project, which is a great project. You're just not believing in it. So learn to believe in it, because you have the 3 of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles. It can be successful if you heal this. Now, are you healing it like this, or are you healing it like this? Because these 2 came up upright, and this one slightly down to here, the Queen of Wands. So learn to understand something is telling you to be you. Be you unapologetically. Be yourself, and learn to see what you can then, as a rebirth, learn out of this state, because this is the 19, this is the Sun, and the Sun is in Cancer, and we will look into the Sun. So the 19 is then the 10. Here the date, the 22nd of March, and the 10, the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune that brought you the transformation. The morning dew girl, she's collecting the tears, the drops. And it's beautiful, right? Because then you get here in your subconscious through the moon, the understanding that you're learning something, to liberate something so that you can be successful. You're looking for it. But you need to first transmute this pain. Then you can take action. Then you can be like a Queen of Wands, right? And of course, yes, you are the Knight of Wands, which is more of a younger energy, right? The Queen is already more established. So maybe you need to establish yourself now so that you can be successful. The Sun is here in what you want to do. And then we look at the Sun, and the Sun is bringing you the music, the joy, the 28, and the 20 is the last judgment, the 8 is the strength to get through whatever the last judgment is bringing you as a calling, and it's literally to be joyful, it's literally to have fun, it's literally standing on your hands, it's take action. That original action that you took back then, right, is what is needed. See that you're dancing. See that you are here enjoying. And calculated together we get a 10, right? The harvest are not the tears. The harvest is that you understand the emotional intelligence through Cancer. That is bringing you now deep, deep emotions that you can liberate yourself from the full moon, which is tomorrow in Capricorn. And Capricorn was here. Capricorn was here, the trickster, the devil, the 15, right? That was the harvest. It was the 15 at the end, and then the 6 was left. So the 10 is bringing you here. Understand that joy can liberate even this here, the Fool's Embrace. Now what comes through the Mother Peace Tarot, and it's the Crow, the Hermit, and here we have the 9 again, and you are the 9th Zodiac sign, right? So there's a 9-9 portal here. The inner knowledge, the inner wisdom is coming here. The 10 and the 9 is the 19, the Sun. You did get the Sun through the moon, through your subconscious, learning to let the Sun give the light to the moon. And then the 19, you can dance also deep within, in your knowledge, in your inner wisdom. And the 10 is left, right, from the 19 again. So know that you are inspired also by Jupiter, inspired by the grandeur, and when you have the grandeur from deep within, you can just dance and not be too worried and not fight. It's not necessary to fight. it's not necessary to collect the tears. Tears are beautiful. It's a part of releasing the emotions, right? But don't collect it. Then here, through Thoth Tarot, comes the Queen of Cups, and that's Cancer. She's the Queen of Cups. She's the healer. She heals you. She helps you to liberate yourself so that you can dance tomorrow on the full moon of Capricorn. And she is the 4th zodiac sign. So the 4 plus the 9 is the 13 again. The transformation is by liberating yourself. And then, of course, the 13 turns into a 4. And the 4 and the 10 is the 14. You appear here. You can heal. You can liberate yourself, and see then that the 5 is left. The 5 senses always are here through the 5 of Swords. The 5 senses that bring us the challenge, but in that challenge we learn. And in that challenge we can unite the 14 to then the 5 and see that we learning. We come here to experience difficulties so we can heal and celebrate, and see that the Hermit, the Virgo, is helping you here. And that's the message. Learn to then become a leader who has understood each station, right? The High Priestess, the Wheel of Fortune, the Moon, and the Sun. And these 4 energies are right now very clearly speaking to you, right? And in that, the message is that you learn to really be with you, right? To blend, to accept, to enjoy, and to accept the healing that Cancer is bringing, so that you can fly high and be the 10 yourself. Be Jupiter. Embody Jupiter, because that's what you do when you fly up into the eagle. Embody Jupiter and see that then you can lead the world. I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when the Sun goes into Leo, and the Sun came through the Moon, and you are gonna see that you can shine in the next reading. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.